So we finally have access to Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon, and I wouldn't normally do a video for the first boss of a game, and this feels like it's a tutorial sort of boss, but I thought I'd put a guide out because this one is going to frustrate quite a lot of players, and I have some tips on how to defeat it much easier than just basically it becoming a tedious grind of just fighting over and over again until you get a little bit of luck on your side and a bit more experience to take down the boss. So this is the AH12 HC Helicopter BOSS, and this comes in at the end of the first mission. And it's a big helicopter, and my first tip, and the most important in my opinion, is get as close as possible as you can to this helicopter, because it's going to have rockets that have a splash radius, they're going to deal damage, even when you're on the floor, so try and keep yourself off the ground as much as you possibly can. But one of the biggest things, and this is going to come across like most bosses in the game, is enemies have something called an impact bar. The more damage you deal to them, like the more successful attacks you deal or hit them with, the impact bar is going to build up, and then it basically stuns them. Like, you've got this bigger window to deal damage to the enemies, and the best way I found so far in the game to build up the impact bar as quick as possible is by using your melee. So if you're on PC, you're playing keyboard mouse, you've got your standard rockets, they are with the right mouse button. You've got your melee sword thing. I think it's like a laser sword or energy sword, whatever you want to call it. That is with your left mouse button, but then you also have, if you press down or hold down E, you've got another form of missile or rocket salvo. So what I recommend is keep holding down your right mouse button, do your primary attack whilst getting closer to the helicopter, pressing E on your way every single time your weapons are reloaded. Use all of the ammo you possibly can, because you're more than likely going to die quite a few times. This is a game by FromSoft. It's designed to be difficult, and they do not cut any corners with the first boss of the game. But try and get as close as you can to that helicopter, and then use your melee to build up that impact bar, because it's going to deal a lot of damage to you and take a lot of health down. You've got limited repairs, and it will become frustrating. Plus, there's no co-op options or anything like that in this game. So get as close as you can, dealing damage with both your different rocket types, and then when you're close enough, hit it with melee, stun it, and then that opens up a bigger window of opportunity to deal damage to it with your rocket attacks. When I first started this boss fight, I died a couple of times, and then I realized this is more like get close and personal, because it's going to fire a lot of different weapons at you. And it can sometimes be quite rough to dodge attacks and basically avoid taking damage. But as I said, it's going to hit really hard, especially for the first boss of a game. And this is a mandatory boss. You have to complete this. It's not like, for an example, I think it's in Elden Ring, there's something called the Grafted Scion, where you basically start the game by letting it kill you. This one you actually have to take down. So close and personal, melee whenever you can, fill up that impact bar, open up the window of opportunity to deal damage to it as much as you can, and the fight should easily be yours. So that is how to defeat the AH12 HC Helicopter boss in Armored Core 6. And on that note, we are going to leave the video there. If you enjoyed it, leaving a like is appreciated. If you wish to support me further as a creator, there are links in the description. Let me know your thoughts about the video in the comments. And if you want to watch more, you can click the video on screen. All support on the channel is greatly appreciated, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.